What is going on, everybody? It's the Franz, and we're here for our go-home show to WrestleMania Backlash edition of SmackDown, as well as your WrestleMania Backlash predictions, as we'll have WrestleMania Backlash, which I just want to call it Backlash. I hate the fact that they put WrestleMania's name on it. WrestleMania comes once a year, not twice a year. And we only have 6 matches going to WrestleMania Backlash, so yeah, should be interesting. But we also had the SmackDown Tag Team titles. I'm sorry, not the SmackDown Tag Team. The women's irrelevant tag team titles were on the line as Natalya and Tamina challenged Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Plus, more conflict between Jimmy, Jay, and the Roman Reigns thing. What's going on there? And we started out with Jay in the ring. He looks pissed. More pissed than usual. Says his brother Jimmy disrespected the head of the table last week, the cousin, Universal Champion Roman Reigns. So this week he leaves us no choice but to handle some family business. He then introduces the head of the table, Roman Reigns, calling him the man who will handle Cesaro at WrestleMania Backlash. And out comes Roman Reigns, much to the ring. We get a video package of what happened last week. Shows Cesaro earning his title shot in Jimmy's return with the issue in the family. Reigns raised the title in the ring now as he does his promo goes off. His pyro goes off. Reigns turns to Jay and says it's clear that we have some problems. One being Jimmy. We'll get to him in a minute, but Reigns has to address Cesaro first. I like him, he says. I like a lot of the boys in the back. I respect Cesaro. He is a top-tier talent. You could say he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Heyman's like one of the best, no doubt about it. But Reigns says he is much more than a wrestler. He's the tribal chief. Heyman hypes him up, saying he's the end-all, be-all. He is the greatest right now. Reigns says with everything he does, there's no way Cesaro could fulfill those roles. There's no way WWE or Fox wants Cesaro replacing him. And he goes on about how resumes just don't compare. How many championship matches, world title matches, has Cesaro had? 0. How many has Roman Reigns had? And apparently it's 39. So that's a big number. It's not the biggest number, but it's a big number. And he says, moving on, it's time to move back to Jimmy. Says it's simple. Jimmy got to see how it works last week, but before he can say anything else, out comes Jimmy, wearing a t-shirt that says "Nobody's Bitch." Not censored, no little star or anything on to censor it out. No. They have an actual shirt, and it's on WWE Shop right now. Nobody's Bitch, and on the back it says Jimmy Uso. So, yeah. This is 2021, and WWE has Nobody's Bitch on a shirt, and it's not censored. I know WWE wants to be with it and everything, but really, that's what you're going to go with? Nobody's Bitch for a new t-shirt for Jimmy Uso? Wow. Wow, I don't know how to follow up on that. I don't know what to say about that. Nobody's bitch, eh? Nobody's bitch. With Jimmy Uso on the back. So, yeah. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the fact that WWE decided they wanted to put on a t-shirt, Nobody's Bitch. I don't know I don't know. That one just like, I don't know. I mean, you have the right-hand man and right-hand man shirt for Jimmy. Head of the table, acknowledge me for Roman. And now you have Nobody's Bitch. I mean, it's one thing to have it as a saying last week, but to make it a t-shirt, that's just okay. Jimmy speaks up and says Roman is a cousin asking... I'm sorry, hold on. Messed that up. He's all smiles as he heads to the ring. Jay and Jimmy and Heyman stare him down with Roman. Jay says, right-hand man on the front, of course. Jimmy says all he hears is Roman running his mouth while his brother stands next to him, acting like his bitch. Jimmy asks if Jay likes his shirt and says he's got one for him when he's ready to hop on the team. Jimmy says now is the time because he's not sure if Reigns will make it past Cesaro this Sunday. Jay speaks up and says Roman is their cousin, asking Jimmy to please show respect to the family. Jimmy yells back that he's all about family. Reigns says this must mean that Jimmy is all about him because all he's done for the family, pointing to the Universal Championship. Of course, that's just how Roman feels, is that it's all, he's been there for the family, he's done everything for the family, and he's nothing but family, which of course is just how he would be. So, let's, you know what? I hope this is the full thing, because this is definitely, I can't even do this justice, so I gotta see how much of this they have on here, on YouTube. They actually have most, if not all, of the promo on YouTube, and I gotta just play this. Okay, so let me get more Jey Uso's in because I don't want to have music playing here. So, yeah. Okay, I hope this is it. Oh, they cut out the good part, didn't they?
You don't...
Yeah, they cut out the good part. Damn it! I wish WWE, if you're gonna put a promo up on your YouTube page, please put the whole thing. It's kind of stupid they don't. Jimmy isn't trying to do this thing since, but Roman is asking no. Oh wait, that is what he says here. Hold on. Yeah, so we'll just play this from here.
Think I can beat Cesaro. That's how you feel?
I'm not trying to make this a thing, Oos, but since you asking, no. I don't think you can beat Cesaro.
Well, let me guess, you can, right? You can do it. You can do what I do. You can fill my shoes.
No. But together, me and Jay can. Yeah. Check this out. What if we won the tag team championships, Oos, and you lost your Universal Championship, Oos? Don't that make us head of the table? I mean, technically, we the tribal chiefs, right, dog? Pull two.
That's not...
Just the look of Jay's face is like, you got a good point. But this from Roman is just great.
how it works. That's not who you are. That's not your part. That's not your position. Understand this. I am who I am, and you are who you are. I'm the head of the table. I'm the tribal chief. I am the Universal Champion. 5-time WrestleMania main event. I'm the one that puts the food on the table. I'm the one that carries the burden of this company.
Can we forget about those first 4 WrestleManias? I'm sorry. The first one, WrestleMania 31, I guess is fine, but the other 3 were absolutely garbage. So 2 of his 5 are great. The other 3 are terrible.
I am the face of this company, a responsibility that you could never handle. Hold up. You think you can, huh? You think you can do what I... You really think you can do what I do, huh? You think you can be the man around here, huh? Do it. Do it. Do what I do. Represent like I represent. Take this Universal Championship, put it on the line, defend it against Cesaro. Do it. Go ahead and do it. Do it on Sunday. Matter of fact, do it tonight.
Paul Heyman sitting behind Roman Reigns with this look of, what the hell are you trying to get him to do, man? If he was to do that, the Universal title would probably be removed. Yeah, Paul Heyman's got that look of, what the fuck are you saying, Roman? Come on, man.
Do it. You're the man, right? Show it. Show the whole world. I'll give you my show. SmackDown's yours now. Show the whole world that you can defend the Universal Championship against Cesaro. Hell, just show us that you can beat him. Can you do that? Can you beat him?
Hey, Cesaro! I know you back there listening to Roman Reigns. Well, check it. Your boy been off a year, and I'm ready to get up in here and lock it down. Tonight, I'm issuing you a challenge, Oos. What you say? Huh? What you say? Is that good?
Cesaro comes out, and of course he says, challenge accepted. And then he says, hey Roman, I'll beat your cousin tonight, and then this Sunday, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania Backlash. But, yeah, I had to play that because just the fire and the vitriol coming out of Roman Reigns, you have to hear it for yourself. Good shit right there. He is the best fucking thing on SmackDown, the best heel in the business right now. Kenny Omega can try to get there, but they need to end that Impact invasion shit ASAP because it's not doing anything for anybody. Let Kenny Omega and Don Callis do their heel work by themselves with the Young Bucks because, they want to do that. But just end the Impact shit so we can see him be a heel by being a good heel instead of this Impact crutch. But yes, Roman Reigns right now, just his promos are fire. He's killing it. This was absolutely great. So, then we go to the women's tag team titles. And if you didn't know that they were losing the tag team titles tonight, all you had to do was watch. It's just one of those things that when somebody's losing, sometimes they show it off the expression. Nia Jax had it written all over her face. Yep, we're losing. We're losing. After having these titles since the Royal Rumble, we're losing these titles. Now, my question is, this was the match that you had at WrestleMania Night 2, at WrestleMania Sunday. Natalya and Tamina versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Wouldn't it have been a better idea to have the women's tag team titles change hands in front of actual fans? Get that pyro and everything? Oh, because it was on Sunday and you didn't want to ruin Roman's thunder that you didn't have the titles change hands? I don't give a shit who holds the tag team titles for the women because the titles are fucking irrelevant. They have been irrelevant since the Moronics captured them. No, they've actually been irrelevant since the way they introduced them on a Moment of Bliss out of nowhere with no hype, no nothing else. They didn't mean anything back then, and they still don't mean anything now. So you had the match. I will say that the finish was interesting. If it wasn't for the fact that Tamina can't hit a Superfly Splash to save her goddamn life. Natalya gets put in the Samoan drop. She gets hit by that. And Nia Jax comes out, hits the Samoan drop. Tamina off the top with a shitty Superfly Splash as she's always had. 1, 2, 3. You have new SmackDown. I keep saying SmackDown, but women's tag team champions. It was so bad. I really don't care about the title match. Yeah, you got the Samoan drop. Of course, it doesn't matter. Natalya. And, of course, the camera doesn't even catch it because you know that it's a shitty-ass fucking Samoan drop because she just... I don't know who's taught Tamina how to do the Superfly Splash, but she doesn't get any height. Her knees always hit the mat first. When you're doing a splash, don't you want your chest to hit first? So, yes, Tamina, Natalya are your women's tag team champions, making Natalya a champion in WWE for the first time ever, and it took 11 years. She has been on the main roster. She made her debut with the Usos in 2010, I believe, and now she is a member of the Women's Tag Team Championship Club as she and Natalya have won the women's tag team titles. Good for them. Nia Jax can go back to Monday Night Raw, stay on Monday Night Raw, but this is my wish, I wish this meant that Shayna Baszler would go on a tear. WrestleMania Backlash is this Sunday, which, if they weren't losing the titles on Sunday, and they weren't putting the match on Sunday, putting it on tonight makes sense if you're going to have Shayna Baszler come out on Monday and become a force to be reckoned with again in the women's division. Are they going to do that? Most likely not. Because, especially if that Vince's favorite Charbot is a women's champion, they ain't gonna have Shayna Baszler go after the championship. Don't have her just disappear like she did last year. Now, the right person took the pinfall, in my opinion. One of the things that has been wrong with this entire last 5 months or so is that every time these Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax lose a match, it's Shayna taking the pinfall. Shayna to look stupid. Shayna just getting beat to every single time, and it's like, what the fuck? She's the legit wrestler. She's the one who actually makes sense to go out there and dominate, and you have her losing to Naomi, losing to Lana, losing to Natalya, and everyone else. It's like, why? Why would you want to take the stronger of the two women and have her lose on a regular basis? Hopefully, we have, like I said, hopefully Shayna Baszler can be broken away from this, go on to be the Raw Women's Champion, and just destroy the entire women's division. That Shayna Baszler we saw at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view right before the scamdemic hit, I want to see that Shayna Baszler. Will it happen? Probably not. They get their Tier 4 celebration after this thing, and we get a bunch of pyro. Again, makes me wonder, why didn't this happen at WrestleMania in front of people who were chanting Tamina's name? There were people chanting Tamina's name. Why would you wait 4 fucking weeks to do it in the shitty-ass Thunderdome? That title change should have happened at WrestleMania. If you were going to do the title change with Natalya and Tamina Snuka, who won a gauntlet match the night before to challenge for the championships, why not just do the title change there instead of waiting 4 weeks on a random-ass episode of SmackDown right before your next pay-per-view? None of this makes sense to me. Why? Just saying. We see Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews backstage. Apparently, Aziz is going to be given the Nigerian Medal of Honor. Back from break, Cesaro vs. Jimmy Uso has been confirmed. Kayla stops Paul Heyman backstage and asks if Jimmy can win. He doesn't know about what he does know is that Roman Reigns will beat Cesaro on Sunday. Somebody pointed this out, and the last few times that they've asked him or something, since Roman Reigns has won the championship, every time that it's come down to can Roman Reigns win at the pay-per-view, Paul Heyman would always say something like, he would say yes, he's going to win, and that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. He didn't do that this time. Is it just them not seeing Cesaro as much of a threat? Or, I know it's not going to happen. It would be awesome to see Cesaro win the Universal Championship, but I don't see that happening. It would be a great moment, but I also think it would be stupid. I mean, if they wanted to give Cesaro the Universal Championship for a month to lose it back to Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank, that's fine, I guess. I mean, Roman Reigns probably should not lose the championship for a very, very long time unless you're going to do the title switch for a month, get us to Money in the Bank, have Roman win it back, Roman goes on to have another title run that lasts the remainder of the year, and people can be happy that Cesaro won the Universal Championship. We'll talk about that here in a bit. So we go into the ring. They have this set of stairs that are painted to look like the Nigerian flag. Aziz is standing on top of it, head held high, as Apollo Crews in the fake Wakanda accent. Yes, he's speaking like I swear, I keep saying this, but I swear that he got this fucking accent from watching Black Panther and just trying to imitate what the late Chadwick Boseman did for T'Challa. It sounds like he's trying to portray T'Challa in his promos, in his words, as this Nigerian prince guy that he is. If I'm correct, Aziz Dabakato, whatever you want to call him, is actually from Nigeria, while Mr. Apollo Crews is not. So, yeah, I don't even know. So, yeah. So he's like, so many people have tried to take my my Intercontinental Championship. They bothered me from left to right, but Commander Aziz has clearly showed his dedication of at my side. So I am here to give him the Medal of Honor for Nigeria. And it's like, this dude just gave him a medal that literally looks like he got it out of a Toys R Us crank machine. One of those little things with the ball, like one of those little ball machines that you put a quarter in, you crank it, and it comes out a little ball, plastic ball. I don't know what the fuck you call those. But yeah, that's literally looked like where they got it from. Actually, the Aziz is from Poland, my bad. But yeah. So yeah, Commander Aziz. A guy from Poland being supposedly from Nigeria, backing up somebody who is from Sacramento, California. Very nice, WWE. Very, very nice to sit there and try and make people believe that these guys are from Nigeria. Just, yeah. I don't care who your parents are. I don't care where your parents are. You were born in Sacramento, California. You were not from Nigeria. Your parents might be, but you're not. So, yeah. You know what? A lot of people did say this, that if he wants to do this Nigerian thing, going back to his Uba Nation name would have actually probably, would have been a way to go with that. But I know they don't want to do that because it wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah. Or he could just go into his real name, which, yeah, good luck with talking about that. So, he gives him this medal that is just looks like it's from a toy machine, one of those toy machines. Then a biggie pops up on the big screen, says, "You're going to give me just hold on to that championship as long as you want to, because I'm not done with you yet." Sami Zayn comes out. He wants a title shot. Kevin Owens comes out. He rushes the ring, gets double teamed by Cruz and Aziz. Biggie hits the ring out of nowhere wearing some boots that he starts kicking people with and beating everyone up. Everyone fights. Everyone gets beat up. Big ending to Owens. It was tried to on Apollo Crews, but Aziz gets him out of there. And next week, not at the pay-per-view, but next week, we will have a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Big E. If Apollo Crews keeps the championship going, if Apollo Crews somehow loses the championship on SmackDown next week, yep, his 15 minutes of fame is over with. Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler. This was the match we were supposed to have last week, but Dominic Mysterio was conveniently ready to wrestle, so we got that match instead, which wasn't a bad match. But this week we did get this match, and Rey Mysterio gets the win out of nowhere. It was a good match. What the fuck's going on with Dolph Ziggler's hair, may I ask? This guy had ponytails. He had pigtails or ponytails on each side that had pink stuff going in them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this guy's hair? It was really weird. Anyway, he scoops him up for a slam, but in the middle of the ring, he tells the referee to get ready to count. Ziggler goes for another scoop slam, but Rey counters and rolls him up for the 1-2-3. After the match, he stands tall. Ziggler goes to the floor and Rude joins him on SmackDown Tag Team titles. The two teams have words as they hype Sunday's match. Megan Morant, who looks like a fucking toothpick, and I'm not trying to be like somebody trying to be like, body imaging thing, but she looks skinny as can be. Talks to Cesaro. He's very confident about beating Roman Reigns on Sunday. He doesn't think he can win doesn't think he can just win the US title. He knows he can and is ready to be known as the Universal Champion, the champion of the universe, of the WWE Universe. Back in the ring, and we got a SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. Kayla Braxton is backstage with Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Ray says they are close to winning the tag team titles. They can feel it, and he's ready to win gold with his son. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode interrupt. They have words with Roode, and Roode says Ray got lucky tonight, but he won't happen on Sunday. They're calling him names, calling him baby. baby Dom and that he needs to stay in his crib on Sunday because they're going to take out his father. He says that you're going to call him Baby Champion, which Rey Mysterio thinks that's great. They walk off. Roode and Ziggler raise their titles, yelling, "They're the champions." Michael Cole's in the ring to interview Bianca Belair. They bring up the match with Bayley at WrestleMania Backlash. Bianca Belair wants to know, where is her challenger? Of course, WWE has Bayley somewhere via satellite, apparently, aka somewhere in the back, somewhere else, and she's just laughing. I don't know why. Like, I know Vince McMahon's a Republican. I know he's a Trump supporter. I know he's probably not a fan of the current vice president. I mean, not too many people are. And she's known for maniacally laughing for absolutely no goddamn reason. So, is Bayley supposed to be a Kamala Harris type person in WWE right now? Because she is laughing maniacally for no goddamn reason. Until, of course, Bianca Belair brings up the fact that while Bayley was getting beat down and embarrassed by the Bella Twins, Bianca Belair was in the main event of WrestleMania, winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley says that just seeing how you are with how you look and how you're acting and everything, it reminds me of my past, and that I'm going to knock this fairy tale reign to an end. And she's going to end Belair's career, title reign for good on Sunday. So, yeah. Seriously, like, it just seems like recently that they've had Bayley be this laughing maniacal person for no goddamn reason. And I don't understand why all of a sudden she's just laughing maniacally. And then I look at it and I'm like, are they making her be like the Kamala Harris of WWE, where she just sits there and laughs maniacally for no goddamn reason? Because that's all Kamala does. Like, you ask her a question she doesn't want to answer, she laughs about it, and she laughs for no fucking reason. And it's like, is this Vince McMahon spoofing her with Bayley? I don't know. I really don't know. It came to my mind when I'm like, what are they doing? Seriously, what are they doing? So we go to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. This is King versus King, apparently, as it's King Baron Corbin versus the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. If you have epilepsy, do not watch Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance because that shit will just knock you on your ass. Just saying. So Corbin comes out, they have a very boring match. Corbin argues with the referee, ends up colliding with both going down. Nakamura recovers first and lows with strikes. Corbin misses a shot, Nakamura drops him for more strikes. More back and forth, Nakamura ends up with his armbar applied. They move to a triangle, but Corbin powers up for a powerbomb. Keeps the triangle locked on, but Corbin's able to pin him out of nowhere for the win. After the match, Corbin stands tall. He grabs his crown, puts it on, and Nakamura turns Corbin around, drops him with a roundhouse kick. Nakamura then levels him with the Kinshasa. And then, he grabs the crown. He's treating it like it's the Holy Grail in WWE. And he slowly and very weirdly goes from holding it to putting it on his head. And everybody wants to see this be a thing. The King of Strong Style returning. Like, holy shit. I know a lot of people want to see the King of Strong Style. The guy who would come out and wear the crown and fit the crown. Will it happen? I don't know. Would we want to see a King of the Ring? Yes. Would I want to see a King of the Ring to get rid of Baron Corbin as a king? Absolutely. I would love to see. You know what? Baron Corbin's best gimmick was the Lone Wolf. That was what was great about him. When he was the lone wolf, and then they put him in this. They made him the server at TGI Fridays. Then he became the king, and he's just been a laughingstock ever since. So, yeah, give me King of Strong Style Nakamura. Get rid of the King Corbin and just get him back to being the guy he used to be when he actually looked like he was a promising guy who was worth people's time. And yeah, will we see a King of the Ring tournament? Hopefully soon. You get four superstars from Raw, 4 superstars from SmackDown, facing off against each other. You have the Raw side, you have the SmackDown side, and the winners go on to, I don't know, Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules. Hell, make a King of the Ring pay-per-view. King of the Ring used to be a pay-per-view. And, I mean, it wasn't always the greatest thing because most of the matches were shit, except for the main events most of the time. But yeah, give me King of the Ring. End this whole thing with Corbin as the king. It's time to end that reign. And you give the King of Strong Style his crown. Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz interrupts Anthony Neville and Anna Pierce. He's furious about with the Nigerian Medal of Honor ceremony getting interrupted. Pierce is trying to figure out who Crews will wrestle next week, and Crews can't believe they would be rewarded with a match. Of course, Sonya Deville pipes in and says, "Be careful or else he'll make you face all of them." Pierce is like, "You know what? That's a really good idea, and you're going to face all 3 next week." He tells her not to... Pierce tells her to not show him up with the talent. She's not happy with that, and she walks off. Can we just get to what's going to obviously happen? Because I'm over this already. We're going to have Adam Pearce run Raw or SmackDown and Sonya Deville run the other. Right now, it looks like Sonya Deville's running Raw because of her affiliation with Charlotte. Pierce can stay on SmackDown, and you go on from there. Back in the break, we see Shinsuke Nakamura looking at himself in the mirror, admiring how Corbin's crown looks on him. Michael and McAfee lead us to a new vignette from Aleister Black. He reads another chapter from Tales of the Dark Father. The lesson is the name of the chapter. He talks about the trial by fire and how he can consume or cleanse you. His father spoke of the cruelties of life and taught him the lessons. He taught that he was wrong. He is a cruel man because we have deemed him to be. Father was cut from steel while he was made from dirt because he was chosen. He goes on and says it is easier to take a seat to watch life than take a stand against it. He says it could help you and teach you the lessons, but it won't because you are not a participant. You are a spectator. And that is that. So, I guess now his wife is coming back to WWE. And I don't know what they're going to do with her. But, of course, this has not been confirmed. It's just that she was at the Performance Center, maybe doing some filming things for WWE. Who knows what's actually going on with her? Who knows? I mean, it would be great to see her go somewhere else and actually be used. But we'll see. We'll have to see what happens with his wife, Zelina Vega, what they're going to do with her. If she comes back to Raw, if she comes back to SmackDown, or if she goes to NXT, because she was at the Performance Center, because that could easily mean that his wife is going back to NXT, where she could be the manager of somebody else and do what she did with Andrade with somebody else. Alright, Jimmy Uso is backstage with Kayla now, asking his first match in over a year. Jimmy says this wasn't his idea. He saw his first match being back with his brother because they are the hottest tag team in WWE. But now he's not even sure what of that. He goes on about Jay being with Roman and says Jay doesn't need him. Jimmy wonders what's wrong with he and Jay being SmackDown Tag Team Champions while Roman is the Universal title. Says if Roman wants to see what he can do with Cesaro, let's get it. And he walks off. Well, Jimmy, here's the thing. If you would have fallen in line, maybe he would have been more up to it. But since you didn't want to fall in line, which I most for sure commend you for. I don't condemn it. I commend you for it. Yeah, you're gonna be on your own. And I'm surprised. It sucks that he didn't come back a week prior, because they could have easily set up a Jimmy versus Jay match at WrestleMania Backlash with all of this going on, but it was just too late with him coming back to really make it make sense. It would have felt rushed if they did it any other way. So Cesaro comes out, Jimmy comes out, we have a match here. The match goes about 12, 13 minutes when Cannonball on the outside by Cesaro. Cesaro hyped up at the ringside. We get the fake fans. Cesaro runs a special big uppercut against the barrier. He brings Jimmy back in the ring. Roman attacks him from behind at the apron. The ref calls for the bell, and Cesaro wins by DQ. The match wasn't the big talking point, though, even though it was a decent match until the DQ. Jimmy's like, what the hell, man? I had him. What the hell? I had him. It's all about you. You got to make it all about you, don't you? So Jay and Reigns get in the ring. They argue. He's like, "It's all about you, isn't it?" And Jim and Roman's like, "You think this is all about you, man? This is all about you?" So he follows him up the ramp halfway. They start arguing, and it's not all. And Jimmy's pretty much like, "It's not all about you." So, yeah, he says they start arguing. Cesaro comes back in. Attacks Jay. Roman comes in to help Jay. He's telling Jimmy to get in here, help out, let's do this, get in here. Jimmy does not come in. So Cesaro is able to get the upper hand for a minute. Jimmy tells Jay to get in here. Cesaro gets back up on Jay. As Jimmy's trying to get up there to do something, Cesaro super kicks him, knocking him to the floor. Then he goes after Roman, Cesaro does. Roman leaves. Roman's out of the ring. Jimmy's on the floor, dead. He's done. He's not getting back up for a minute. Jay. Jay gets put into the neutralizer. Cesaro says to Roman, this is you on Sunday. Hits him with the neutralizer. Picks him up again. Is like, Roman, you're going to do something. This is your cousin. Is this not your cousin? Hits him with the second neutralizer. We go to break. We go to commercial. We go to black, and that is that. As Cesaro is talking trash in the middle of the ring, Roman not doing anything, and Jimmy on the outside knocked out, while his brother is dead on the inside from two shots with the neutralizer. So, yeah. That is that. Obviously, I could see the only way it would make sense for Roman Reigns to lose to Cesaro, which we'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about that. So let's get into this. SmackDown was a pretty decent show. Didn't care about the tag team championship title change. Those titles don't mean anything. They really haven't. Pretty much the women's tag team titles were Vince McMahon's way of telling the women, like telling Bayley and Sasha Banks, fine, here's your titles. We just stop bugging me about them. And they had no plans to ever make them worth anything. But Cesaro, there was so much layers in that final segment. You have Cesaro and Roman, Jimmy and Roman, Jimmy and Jay. Will Jay eventually turn on his cousin and go with his brother? Will he turn on his brother and stay with his cousin? There's so much going on with this that really sent this show going great at the end. Now, let's talk about this Sunday's pay-per-view, WrestleMania Backlash. So, let's start off with Damian Priest versus The Miz. Lumberjack match. I hate these matches. Damian Priest obviously needs to win, or you're wasting our time with him. Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus the Mysterios, Dominic and Rey. Tag team titles, I'm saying that Dominic and Rey are going to win. I mean, yeah, Rey and Dominic beat Dolph Ziggler the last 2 weeks. But unless they want to continue this feud, I don't see like, the Dirty Dogs winning. It's just one of those things that you've been saying it for a while, that they are so close to being, they could be the first ever father-son tag team champions, which, by the way, I'm really surprised was not Vince and Shane. Everything that happened in the Attitude Era, I'm really surprised that Vince and Shane did not win the World Tag Team titles together. That's something that, like, boggles my mind that was actually missed. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. I want to see Rhea Ripley win, but with the way they've been booking things, it's going to probably be Charlotte Flair. Why? Because she's Vince McMahon's little princess. Vince McMahon's little princess who gives him, she just has to bat her eyes and say, Vinnie Mac, please give me a title match. Please give me the championship. And he's like, sure thing, sweetie. Sure thing. Charlotte's winning. If Rhea wins, I would be really shocked. Asuka has absolutely no chance in winning. Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Bianca needs to win. I mean, it would be pointless to have her win at WrestleMania than just to lose to Bayley, so Bianca Belair wins that. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman. This one's an easy one for me. Bobby Lashley needs to win. Strowman needs to take the pinfall. Drew McIntyre can be held off for a while. And then Paul Heyman's advocacy to Roman Reigns will see him beat Cesaro. Now, with what they're doing with Jimmy Uso, there could be one or two things that happen here. Jimmy falls in line, costing Cesaro, becoming the left-hand man to Roman Reigns, since Jay's the right-hand man. They go on to challenge Dominic and Rey Mysterio for the tag team titles down the line, and they win the tag team titles from the father-son group. Or Jimmy having enough of his cousin or whatever cost Roman the championship. Cesaro wins it. Cesaro holds it for a month, and then Roman Reigns wins it back at Money in the Bank. Because, even if Roman Reigns loses that championship, he's not going to be from that title picture or from that title for very long. It's not going to happen. So, that's the only matches we have. They might add a match or two, which would be fucking pathetic, at the pay-per-view or later on tonight or whatever. But Priest over The Miz, the Mysterios over the Dirty Dogs, Charlotte Flair over Rhea Ripley and Asuka. I want it to be Rhea, but I just don't see that happening. Bianca Belair over Bayley, Bobby Lashley over Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman, and Roman Reigns over Cesaro. Even though there's a slight... The only reason I say that... It's obvious that Cesaro is not winning. You want to know why? Look at the last 2 weeks. He won the right to be challenging for the title last week. Then, later that night, he destroyed the entire bloodline of the Usos and Roman Reigns, and then tonight he hit 2 neutralizers on Jey Uso. They made him look strong so he can go into this match to take a loss. Unless Jey goes, well, hey, look, Us, this is what happened. Roman Reigns was up on the ramp while you ate 2 neutralizers. Why didn't he help you? If he loves his family so much, why didn't he run down there and stop Cesaro? And Jey cost the match, or maybe they leave that for next week. So, those are my predictions. It's only 6 matches. That's actually going to be a very short pay-per-view, maybe 2.5 hours, which is fine by me. But that is all. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance Club. Find me on Instagram at the France Club. And I will see you guys on Sunday for WrestleMania Backlash. Until then, my name is the France, and I'll see you guys later.